He is Jim Carafano, Vice President of all things national security and foreign policy at the Heritage Foundation, the center, the hub of the conservative movement, heritage.org. James, what a week.
Wow.
What a week.
So I love when we talk foreign policy because, you know, that's my bread and butter.
Yes.
Today, the president comes out, Rose Garden, boom, 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 right? And I want to talk about the choices. So you know this because you've been doing this national security business forever. I think most Americans...
Almost as long as you.
Yeah, but people don't... People frame choices, right? But you have to understand what a real foreign policy choice is. It's usually not a Hobson's choice, right? You could have what I want to give you, or you can take nothing. Okay, only an idiot someone would take a choice like that. Or a Sophie's choice. You can have this bad thing, or you can have that bad thing. Right. But you can have no good thing, right? But it's also never Barker's choice. It's never The Price is Right, where if you just pick the right door,
it'll be perfect.
Only good things will happen, and there will be no downside.
You're getting really philosophical, James.
But of course, you know, that's how politicians frame it. That's how historians frame it. If only Napoleon had listened to me,
it would have been perfect.
Right, exactly. But the reality is a good strategist is going to make tough choices all the time. And when they make those choices, there are going to be risks and benefits to everything they do. And it's not going to be perfect. But it's going to be a hard choice and a better choice than doing nothing or doing the wrong thing.
How about this? How about it being I don't want to try and boil it down, but how about saying, if you want to be realistic about it, it's the art of the possible with, and I learned this from the guy I worked for at National Defense University, you play for the breaks. It's never the ideal, it's contextual, and it's always shaped by context, and you've got a good strategist exploits the breaks.
Right. So let's look at the decision where the president said, Hong Kong has a special status that gives them special trade privileges to the United States under the law, by the way, not because the president wants to do this, but under the law, if the Chinese government violates the basic law, we are supposed to withdraw those privileges. And the president said, we're going to do that. Right. And of course, the critics immediately say, oh, you're just hurting the people of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
They're the ones that will suffer for this. The people in Beijing won't suffer. And my answer is, look, dude, if the United States does nothing, do you know what Beijing's going to do? They're going to flatten Hong Kong like a pancake, right? That only bad things are going to happen if we do nothing. If we do something, people will probably suffer for that. Let's not forget who's at fault at that. The government in Beijing. But maybe, just maybe, the Beijing will pause. Maybe they'll back off. Maybe. Or even if they don't, maybe they'll get the lesson next time. And maybe other people will be emboldened.
Maybe it'll just slow it down. Maybe it'll just slow down.
It's the tougher, maybe they'll soften the national security law and not make it as draconian. But if we do nothing, we know they'll get steamrolled. So the president made the tougher, hard choice.
And I don't want to inject emotion in here because that's always dangerous when you're talking about grand strategy. But for a second, to those critics, you have to ask the question, which one of those options do the people of Hong Kong prefer? Do they want the president to say nothing? Or do they want a rhetorical statement, or for those statute-based automatic things to click in? How does that affect the people of Hong Kong when we say, hey guys, what you're doing, China, is wrong? That's got to have a positive effect to those people who have been trammeled for over a year now.
Well, I'm sure they want what everybody wants, which is a magical answer, which will bring good things and cause them no pain. Another example, the president said we're going to start curtailing Chinese students that are linked to the Chinese military or Chinese intelligence services. Now, oh my God, this is so terrible because we want Chinese students to come here because if they come here, they'll see the American way and they'll realize what a wonderful country this was. So doing this is really heartless. No, this is a tough thing. China is abusing it. By doing this, and it may be imperfect and all that, but by doing this, we're sending a signal to China, dude, stop the abuse. Because if you don't, what will happen? We will double down on this and it'll only get worse and you will lose access to the greatest university system in the world. And in the end, you will suffer for that more than we will. So again, a tough choice, a hard choice. WHO, look, we said, we thought, to be frank, that the president, they needed to give them more time. These are very, very difficult things. On the other hand, the president said, this is what I wanted. He put it on the table, put a date on the table. I think we actually pulled the trigger before the date, but obviously the WHO wasn't going to do
Nothing
anything
was
anyway.
happening, right?
And then people say, well, now you have sacrificed all your influence in the organization. It's like, dude, I wasn't getting what I wanted done.
Right.
Why should I sit around and spend $400 million a year and not get anything done? Now, again, we can still do this. I mean, we already spent billions helping people out with pandemics. We can coordinate it. Is it harder without WHO? Yes. Can it be done? Yes. What's the upside? We have sent a message. Just like he said with Iran and JPCOA, we renegotiate the deal or I'm pulling the plug. He's done this again and again. Open skies. These other things. If the other guy cheats, if we're not getting a fair deal, if we're not doing this right, we're not gonna play, and we'll do it the other way. Maybe the other way will be harder, but in the end, we will have set a precedent, and I think that's strong. I think that if you look, for example, at the WHO as an example, would so many countries have stood up and said, we want Taiwan back in? Would they have said, we want an independent investigation? Look at 5G. Would the UK have pulled out of Huawei? And not only just pull out, now they've said, we want a consortium of democracies to create free market alternatives.
Massive.
Would that have happened without U.S. leadership? I think not.
Never. Not happening. He's been doing it for such a long time. How many years in the military?
25.
How many at Heritage?
I'm going on 18-ish.
Has it ever been this fast-paced?
Yes. I mean, I remember like 9/11.
Oh, without 9/11.
Oh, but right now, it's. I mean, this was a crazy week. There was just so much going on this week.
Follow him right now, Jay Carafano. Go to heritage.org. Join